On today's episode of WatchJRGo, we are back in the shop with the project that everybody has been waiting on for so long. And I've been putting it off because something went very, very wrong. What is going on, guys? I am WatchJRGo, and today, like I said, we are back in the shop with my 87 IROC-Z Camaro, and this is a true Z28. And in the last video we did on this thing, we've replaced all the injectors. We've replaced the entire fuel system on this car since I picked it up, and now it runs. So in the last video, I thought we were gonna drive it too after we got it running. I was like, there we go, it's ready to rock. So we dumped in about 2 gallons of transmission fluid, and the entire 2 gallons of transmission fluid is all over my shop floor. I've literally left all this here for 2 months just for you guys so you could see what it looked like. I would have loved to have cleaned it up, but you cannot imagine. This was a 1/2 inch thick of transmission fluid from under the car right there to under both of these shelves. And honestly, it just like evaporated from sitting for so long. And I have been absolutely dreading this from the very second that it started. You know, I came out the next day and the entire floor was covered in transmission fluid. And I knew immediately we had to pull the transmission. Now, when I bought it, they did say that it had been oopsed all neutrals a long time ago, and it is a GM transmission, so we would expect nothing else from it. But it's the last thing that I ever want to do is pull the transmission after Eric and I just finished putting the entire rear end of this car back together. Obviously, we had the rear end down, we had the drive shaft out, we had everything taken apart, and now we have to take it all right back apart just because the transmission has to come out. So as you can imagine, I put this off as long as we could. I know you guys wanted to see it, but at the end of the day, it's a huge job that requires undoing all the work we just did, and that always hurts your soul. So with that said, let's get busy on the Camaro as soon as we unstrap all this stuff I put on the Land Rover glass yesterday so that we could hold it on while the glass set up. So we're gonna get the Land Rover outside, and it can sit outside again, which is awesome. And then we can move Grandpa's truck, and then we can get the Camaro up and down. So gotta empty out the whole shop just to work on the Camaro too. And don't worry, the Land Rover's coming right back inside. We're gonna put it on this lift so we can get it up in the air and start going over everything else and fixing the braking problem. Also, Land Rover bonus content, both subwoofers work. I had no idea. Last night I fired up the system and came back here and listened to it because I mentioned it in the first video. They actually work. So let me get started taking all this apart, putting the headliner back real quick, and then we'll leave all the tape on the glass, but I'm gonna unstrap it and back this thing out. Well, I needed to get this thing down off the lift to unhook the battery, and since I was in here, I was like, let's just take a look at this brake fluid. And let's do exactly that, guys. Have you ever seen this much sludge in a braking system? Not just black fluid, and the fluid was jet black. This is straight up sludge, like thick sludge. Wild how nasty this brake reservoir was. So I'm gonna jump in here and give it a few clean cycles until we get all of the sludge out. And I need to start with some new rags as well. And then guess what? We're putting the good stuff in this car. And it deserves it. RBF 700 for the Camaro. But I got a lot of black sludge to get out of there first. And then we're gonna have to bleed all the brakes. And now the brakes are refilled with RBF 700 and ready for us to start bleeding them down the road. But at least it's not full of, you know, what, 40-year-old brake fluid at this point. I'm gonna go ahead and get the battery unhooked, and let's lift this thing up and get to pulling a transmission. Guys, we cleaned all of the oil off the floor just moments ago, and it's already covered again. It's absolutely wild how much fluid leaked out of this thing. But now, with everything cleaned up, I just sprayed down all the bolts. I think it's time for us to drop this transmission. So hopefully it doesn't take terribly long here. And the transmission mount's trash too. It's totally separated there. It's leaking at the rear, it's leaking at the pan, it's leaking at the everywhere, and of course, it also doesn't engage any gears, so let's get it out of here. Well, drive shaft, this thing here.
Alright, just sawzall it.
Sawzall away. I'm down. Feel free.
Yeah.
Hit the old.
Hold on a minute.
Hit the old Yeeto Delito.
So you remember that you can't drive it after?
Yeah, that part would be unfortunate. I do want to drive it after. Oh, this has screw-on transmission lines and not the nice quick disconnects.
Well, those you can cut.
Oh, man, it's gonna be a day.
You're going back with new ones.
It's gonna be a day. At least we have this big cover under here, and once you yank the cover, we should be able to get the converter bolts. So, yeah, speedo cable's got to come out. I'll let you start with drive shaft and torque tube. Drive shaft, torque tube, and I'll get all the transmission unhooked.
Torque tube.
Torque tube, not, you know, torque. It's called a torque arm. That
makes a little more sense.
Torque arm. It's a tube full of torques. Half the time I forget if this car's metric. Yeah, please don't be metric. It's all. I mean, please don't be SAU. We're good. It's the right fastener. You know when stuff's so oily that it's flinging grease at you? Hey, she's free. Come on, Shield. Oh, wow. Did I miss something? Oh, give me a pry bar. Well guys, the parts pile is growing rapidly. So we've got the torque converter shield off, we've got the center mount right there off, the center support, the drive shaft is out, and then under the car, we pretty much have everything apart at this point. And only a couple minutes later, right? So Eric went ahead and pulled the torque arm bolts out and then punched those up with a punch. So it's a lot of work to get those out, but he grabbed those. And then up here, we've just about got the clamshell apart that holds the torque arm, but honestly, look at this bolt. All right, well, he pushed it back in, but it keeps hitting the tunnel and there's no way to get it out. So that bolt's trapped, so that's why the torque arm's still on there. So we went ahead and disconnected the exhaust hanger right there and dropped the shifter cable, the connections to the very little power that does go into a 700R4. It just has like 4 electrical connectors right there. So nothing special going into it. TV cable unhooked here, but I'm gonna have to go unhook it from the top so you can see that's right there. And right now I am pulling the cooler lines off, which unfortunately are not quick releases. Like I said earlier, they are screw off. And of course you have their flanged nuts and you have to take them off with a line wrench and then a normal wrench. So a ton of work. Converter bolts are out. You can see the converter spins freely. And we've got 3 of the bell housing bolts out. With all that said, that means we have about 3 bolts left. There's 2 up top on this one. I don't think there's a center bolt on 700R4s, and 1 side one. That's all that's left holding this on, and those 2 cooler lines. So as soon as I get those off of here, we'll go ahead and grab the transmission jack, slide it under, and get ready to lower this thing for real. I will have to climb back up top with a ladder to get the TV cable off and thread it down through, but that's it. I mean, these things do come out relatively quickly. We probably have an hour in this, and that's only because we are just getting rained on by dirt. It will not stop. So somehow, I don't know if this thing was just put completely underwater or what, but everything on it is just dumping dirt all over us. But we're about done, so the pain will be over in just a moment. Anyway, back to work on this thing and I'll show you guys the transmission coming out. And we got the last 3 bolts out. Eric just yanked the dipstick out. I got the TV cable disconnected, and you guys know what that means. It's time to step on the down pedal. Oh, something just went terribly wrong. No, we're okay, I think. The only thing that's tough is the trans lines. I love this air jack. It makes life amazing. I think we're totally clear. And if I go backwards a hit, we're good. Coming down. Look at that. Look at that pile of trash. This transmission is one of the roughest I have ever seen. Man, and we gotta get this bad boy off of here now. So let's yank the torque arm off. That's our next order of business here.
You got that 13?
So
13.
It's gonna be hard to get a 13 in here. Oop. Apparently we have to back it up.
Back it up. What are they saying on the other side?
Hey, love that.
It's gotta be stronger.
Yeah. Is this a 15? They look like 15s. There we go. All right, so it should be totally off. Here's the exhaust bracket. And here's this bracket. Man, I don't know how it's even possible to put this back together when it's on the car, right?
Yeah, because it hits the tunnel.
All of the bolts hit the tunnel. Although, yeah, you have to have the top one out to open the clamshell. What a joke. So we need to replace that bushing, put it back on, and then put it back in all together for this to
and
work.
then put it up in the car. Yeah, that is one.
One nasty transmission, man. Nasty.
Thank goodness it doesn't have a top bolt.
Yeah, the top bolt would have ended us. That's for sure. How's this thing? Is it factory? I don't know. DE8F. Has it ever been out? I think there were 2 bolts in this that look like they weren't factory. Yeah, those 2 silver bolts. So that's why I think it's been out before.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All I know is it's a leaky pig. Everything leaked. Everything on it leaked. Whew. Guys, look at this thing. It will not stop leaking fluid. No matter what I do, in the car, out of the car, fluid just keeps coming out of it. But anyway, do you guys think this is a stock converter or not? DE8F and then 8653424. I don't know. Stock converter or not? That's the question here. Well, we've got the transmission out. You guys think it was one of those, they set up the TV cable wrong and that's normally what it is, but this one I don't think is as adjustable as they are on all the other ones, on all the older 700R4s, because this one has the click in place throttle cable. But the transmission is out and then headed off to get cleaned up and rebuilt, and we'll put it back in the car and drive it for the first time, which I'm pretty pumped about that. So there you have it. That is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to head on over to shop WatchJRGo.com for cool shirts just like this. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do, and I will talk to you next time. People keep asking for an MR2 update.
I drive it all the time.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. I was like, what?
It's in my garage.
It's not update time for a while.
No, we got to do a few more things to it, and then
Oh yeah, you said throttle cable.
throttle cable, and I think we'll take a whack at the speedometer cable.
True, true.
After that,
Paint.
well, we're gonna throw doubles in it, I think, but that's
Oh, we should put a double
that's
down
just
in
a
it.
you thing, yeah.
Yeah.
But I've been teaching Rachel how to drive it. Besides, she just shifts it like she's a race car driver. So she'll be like, "Ugh," and I'm like, stop doing that. And she's like, how do I know it's in gear? I'm like, just shift it slower and hold it for a second and then let it go. So
that thing's easy to drive too.
it is. She, I think she maybe killed it one time, and it was hard. It was like, and I was like, oh, finally. But yeah, it's in my garage and we drive it.
Yep.
So
That's the MR2 update. There's the Camaro update you guys were begging for. Transmission's out, and we will be back on it when the transmission comes back from the builder. And now we don't have a transmission builder anymore. They're all gone.
I told you he's probably in prison.
Probably in prison. That's where transmission builders hang out.
Here in Wichita, if you don't know, all transmissions get rebuilt in South Wichita, and that's not a
Yep.
great thing.
Or they build transmissions for a little bit, they quit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or my favorite one is when they say they grind their own metals.
Oh no, don't you dare touch the steels.
That's we grind our own steels in house.
They're so cheap, guys. They're
Yeah.
like $4 more for a steels kit.
and they never work.
Yeah, yeah,
We have what's that? A and Reds.
yeah.
They'll tell you like, oh, this guy grinds the steels. Don't have him. Like they
Yeah.
will tell you who can and who can't.
Yeah, you
So-
should buy the kit.
Yeah, it's not that we can't do it, but we're
Oh, I don't want to do it.
Yeah, no.
Transmissions are the worst.
yeah. Well, Ross will do it for us.
Yeah, I mean, we've rebuilt a million transmissions, but what I've realized is if you're not like checking clearances and run out on like every single bearing in the trans, you're gonna lose it again like right after.
Yeah.
So, and honestly, it's like almost impossible. You know who needs to rebuild this? Smileyberg, the people that did the Hummer trans. He never misses.
Jordan's didn't work.
Well, mine worked great. And everyone else I ever hear of worked. I don't know. They're GM transmissions. They're worn out. The thing is, all the internal metal wears out.
Yeah.
And nobody checks all the clearances.
No.
And if you don't, it's trash. So.
If we're just going to go to, what's that?
Let's just order one. O'Reilly's has them in stock.
Do they?
Yeah.
I imagine they're overly expensive.
Oh, it's not cheap. It's way more than this car's worth. Way more. But it's got a 100,000 mile warranty or something. Power glide.
No problem.
Put a glide in it.
Put a glide.
Yep.
It's got a rock crusher sitting in a tub at the shop.
I want an automatic. I love it.
Yeah.
It would be cool if we went back with the B&M shift kit too.
Yeah.
We should get those second gear shifts. Those nice chirps.
I mean, that transmission will last for a long time as long as you don't. You start getting in the shift kits and all that, burnouts and stuff, and then. But this car doesn't make enough power for that.
You keep it out of overdrive, they never.
Yeah, it is. Overdrive is the killer. Yeah.
Yep. Oh well, there it is. We're in my shop floor. Let me go get some.
Oh well.
Absorb.